Movie. Yeah, the video's recording.
It's a movie. The great one.
So I didn't finish all of it last time when we recorded. I had 30 minutes left. It was like right before Jeopardy.
Oh man, a lot happens.
Mm-hmm.
A beautiful ending.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think it's one of those perfect ending types. We'll get into it. But I'm glad you finished it. Movie. Spider-Man meme. I don't have mine though.
What'd you say?
Spider-Man meme. You're drinking a Dr. Pepper.
Oh yeah. I liked your Instagram story today. That was good. I really liked that one.
I posted it, and then this kid in my class who follows me on Instagram, literally 6 seconds after I posted it, liked it.
You're not supposed to be on your phone.
Yeah, right away. All right, I'm ready. Let's get this. Let's equate this bitch.
Let's do this.
Ripping the squad. Ripping where you're from.
Ripping a lane.
All
right, let's do this.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, play.
Movie.
The fucking movie, guys.
Movie. Give it away now.
Oh, big news, people. We have to make a social media post about this. But Mitch from Transformers Rise of the Beast and sponsored
Bone Zone.
Wide Left Sports from the Bone Zone, yeah. He posted this thing on Facebook from a website that has all the podcasts in the nation that have an RSS feed, which is basically all of them. If they had more than a couple episodes and have actually established themselves. And so it's got all the podcasts on there, and you can go into categories, and then it ranks you.
Yeah.
And he has a sports podcast. When you look up sports podcasts, he's nowhere near the top because there's 10,547 sports podcasts or something.
And he's just general sports, right?
He's general sports. But when you type in Montana sports, because he's mostly Montana athletes and things like that, he's the number 8 Montana athlete, Montana sports podcast in Montana. And I was like, holy shit, this is a cool site. I'm going to look up where we're at. And so I was like, I can't just look at movie podcasts because we're not. There's some big fucking names at the top, but I was like, we're pretty much a bad movie podcast. So I typed in bad movies, just trying to see where we could be. And this is in the nation. It wasn't Montana or anything. We're number 8.
That's crazy. It's unbelievable.
Crazy. We were number 8 in the nation. I was like, what?
Who's number 7?
Let me look. I still have it bookmarked, so. The number 7 is everything I learned from movies.
Throwing the gauntlet down. Everything I learned from movies. Fuck you. Fuck your
mama, right above too. That, bad movies rule.
Yeah, they're pretty good. Those dudes. Nothing right above to say about them.
Game for a movie.
Game for a movie. Listen up. How about you go fuck yourself? And your mama too.
4 friends compete in various contests. Whoever loses has to watch a terrible movie filled with reviews of good and bad movies. 4, no such thing as a bad movie. 3, the Bad Dads film review.
Okay, now we're getting into people I've heard before.
Number 3, those good old-fashioned values.
No.
And Seth knew them. And the number 1 is the We Hate Movies podcast.
They're very, very famous.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's some big people that have like tens of thousands of followers on social media up above us, but
we can climb.
Right below us, Bad Movies and Beer and the Stinker Madness, the Bad Movie podcast.
Imperative you like and subscribe and hit that button and all that.
Yes, please.
Good thing we're mentioning this halfway through, like 50 minutes in.
That's okay.
Ring, ring, ring. Do it now. And now we'll talk a movie.
Like, subscribe, smash them. YouTube, check it out.
Nicole Kidman it.
Yeah, just Kidman. Email her. Give us Facebook, social media, Instagram, likes, messages,
we're
DMs.
Taking up. Number 8.
Reviews. Yeah, we're going for sponsor. 7, baby.
And we have some black guys singing doo-wop music.
God, I loved them. So White Man Can't Jump opens up Venice Beach. It's full of characters. You got the bodybuilders, the skateboarders. Yeah, the doo-wop acapella barbershop. I love it.
Yeah, it's like 7:30 in the morning, bright and early.
And Billy,
it's also does one of the things, just to gush about the movie, where it's a non-diegetic sound that becomes diegetic sound. Billy comes and sees them. He's like, "Hey guys, here's a buck. How you doing?"
Yeah, it's just scenery, and it's Billy walking the streets up to the Venice basketball courts. Creamy film stock. Can't say it enough.
That's why you gotta shoot your movies on film, people.
And he's jamming.
You're not unless you're singers, but no one else is. Yeah.
Unless you're Fincher, you have to film one.
Yeah, Fincher can pull it off. Anybody else, it really can't. Tarantino can't. He has to do film. He's tried digital before.
Nolan
shoots on film. Very famous.
Huh. I thought he did, but I couldn't remember or not. Well, Billy, Woody Harrelson, comes up to these singers with his basketball. He tips them $1, and he comes to the courts early in the morning. And such a great transition as he lays the basketball underneath his head and kicks back and relaxes and looks up at the rim. And Billy's sleeping on the court, and then you get the shot of underneath the rim as a basketball comes through the hoop.
Overhead shot, or an underhead shot, I guess. Yeah. And
it's game time at Venice Beach. This is full of trash talk.
Yeah.
90s workout attire.
It's way more theatrics than any basketball.
Oh, yo mama jokes off the hook.
They're great. They're going nonstop. The top dog seems to be this guy Sidney, right?
Yeah.
And his little homie in the Michael Jordan outfit, who sucks.
He sucks, but he was a character. Sidney, played by Wesley Snipes, kind of the king of the court, completely harassing this guy Walter, all up and down his ass.
Just mental obliteration.
And Billy's watching the game from the sideline and immediately pisses Sidney off by not keeping score on the sideline.
Yeah, which I guess is something you're supposed to do.
Yeah, it's apparently imperative that they keep the score. But Walter's hurt. He hurt his butt or something. His hammy.
Yeah, he didn't really hurt, but he's out.
He's going to sit out. He also just kind of went out to sit with his girl.
Yeah.
He was like, "Excuse me?"
So they need another guy for their 3-on-3 game.
What about Billy?
He looks like a dork, they say, Brandon.
What is the exact word they use? You look like a chump? Do they keep calling him chump? Is that what it is?
I think chump, yeah. Fucking
They keep calling him chump. They call him in reluctantly because he's a white guy. This is Venice Beach. It's African American basketball at its finest.
Yeah, and the culture and the talk and the music and everything would make it seem like a hostile environment for Billy.
Yeah. So he comes in, he plays good defense, he gets a steal, he makes a flashy behind the head pass. They win the game with Billy, and
Billy's
Sidney thinks he can't play though. Anybody can get lucky, anybody can make a couple passes. Let's actually see him shoot,
Mm-hmm.
Put a little money down.
Force. Big money down.
It's like $60.
Yeah, well, that's big for Billy.
Yeah, it is big for Billy. Put some money down to do a little 3-point shooting contest from the top of the key. 5 shots each. And
mostly a shit talking contest. Yeah.
Because Billy says he can't make more than 2. But all of a sudden,
he's heating up, and it's just like, man, it's crazy. I never make more than 2. It's clearly he's dogging him, but he's also kind of hustling him is the idea too.
Yeah, both of them are 4 for 4 at one point. Billy hits the 5th and then admits into Sydney, I've been hustling you as side bets are being placed all around him. He's hustling in every way, acting dumb, dressing like a little chump. Apparently a backwards hat is a chump move.
I thought, that's what part of it I was going to talk about. He supposed to look like a dork in the movie. He looks sick as fuck.
Yeah, he looks
really
awesome.
Does. He looks dripped out. I mean, cool. Everybody in the movie does too, but he can't pull off the black outfits that they do, so he does his own thing. And it's so cool, this sort of fucking Rage Against the Machine look.
Yeah.
Yeah, he rules.
I mean, Sydney with like the almost like spaghetti strap cut off.
It's so the style in this movie is
with the
really
neon and the flipped up front bill, and he's so cool. Sydney just looks fucking jacked too.
He is. I mean, he's that prison body.
And so, Billy leaves with Sydney's money after he beats him. Sydney missed the 5th shot, and he admits that he's hustling them, and Sydney gets a look that he's up to something. He's like,
a curious look, Brandon. Yeah.
An inquisitive look.
Look into the future.
So Billy gets home to his girl, Gloria.
Rosie Perez.
Rosie Perez.
Was so loud and great. A firecracker.
She's just studying. It's like, not sure why, but Billy's earning money through basketball. She's studying the World Almanac to go on Jeopardy. She's like, maybe one day they're gonna call, and I'm gonna be on Jeopardy. You know how many words I know that start with the letter Q? How many dishes you know?
Yeah, foods that start with Q. That's their pet topic. And he's just like, yeah, babe, whatever. Here's $60. We can eat burgers. We can stay in the hotel another night or whatever. Yeah, not bad living for the couple. Living on the prayer, if you will.
The instant,
What?
The instant he comes in the door, you want me to tell you all the books of the Bible backwards? She's like, no.
Yeah, no.
She's like,
and she's all offended.
Ezekiel.
But they really are in love, Brandon. I think that's apparent too.
Yeah.
Very steamy and playful.
They've been through a lot together. They don't need a lot of material possessions. They get by and they have a good time.
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, they want more, but yeah.
But they have a troubled past. They owe the Stookie brothers $8,000.
The Stookie brothers.
And you don't know who they are, why they owe them $8,000, but they owe the Stookies some money.
She yells them a lot. Yeah. Rosie's the best.
And someone knocks on the door while Billy's showering. Gloria panics. She's getting ready to hop out of the bathroom window if something goes wrong.
They have a whole escape plan ready, yeah.
Billy opens up the door to see Sydney, yeah. He's here on business.
What's his ass doing there?
He's on business.
He's still in the Kango?
I don't know if it's an actual Kangol hat. It just looks like a normal like baseball cap, but bent the brim of the hat so far up and tight.
Those look sick. I gotta get the kitty.
I hear him opening the door, but he's here on business to work with Billy to hustle people. He's like, I see what you did. I've done this before. Let's go to some spots. We'll make some money. And as he's telling this, Gloria just has a gun on him. She pulled her handgun out and pointed at him. They're like, whoa, calm down. This is a way for us to make money. And there's a
you work for the Stookies?
You better not fucking work for the Stokies, man.
You fucks.
But there's a
2-on-2 tournament upcoming.
Sponsored by some big time businesses where they can make big cash.
Real, like $5,000 prize or something like that.
Yeah. And now, they're hustling some big ass dudes out of $50. This is what's his name?
Marcus Johnson.
Marcus Johnson. This is Marcus Johnson.
This is one of the best scene of the movie, probably.
Yeah. Sydney tells this guy that he'll whoop his ass 2-on-2 with any teammate they pick for him. And they obviously see Billy sitting there looking like a chump.
Not him. You gotta pick a brother. No, you said anybody. Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't. You said anybody. Well, I didn't. I meant a black man. They're like, nope, you said anybody. He's the sole white guy there. They're just trying to play it off, the big dude, they're like, all right, let's put down $500 in 1992. That's a lot of money for a 2-on-2 basketball game.
Ouch. Damn cat. Yeah, that is like in today's money, that's $600,000.
600,000. It's 600 million.
$600 million are being wagered on a game of basketball.
And
Mongo is out of control tonight.
Marcus Johnson, Raymond was his name. He didn't have $500 on him. So he's like, I'm going to go to my car real quick. I'm going to grab the money. He grabs a gun and a ski mask and just walks around the corner to the gas
That's great.
station.
That's how he's going to get his money. Yeah. It doesn't, so the hilarity doesn't end there. It is.
No, because like the attendant there was like, Raymond, what you doing with that gun?
Yeah, he's like, I'm not Raymond. It's clearly you, Raymond. He's like, what if I sell you my gun?
You're 6'6". Like, of course it's you, Raymond. He's like, what if I sell you my gun for $250?
Deal. Comes back with half the cash. They'll take it on credit.
And they play, they win the game easily.
Kick their fucking asses. Yeah, because Billy's on fire. I mean, they both are good.
Raymond immediately suspects that they've been hustled, so he pulls out a knife. Sydney tries to play it off like he doesn't know Billy and didn't hustle him. But when Billy lets it slip that he knows that Sydney has a wife and a kid, he's like, whoa, Raymond, calm down. Sydney's got a wife and a kid.
Absolutely nuts. He goes into his car. I'm going to go get my other gun. So they all flee. Good scene. Best scene, right? Raymond's a good actor.
Marcus
Didn't know that was an NBA player for the first time I saw it. He's great, yeah.
He's super good. So he goes to get the gun. They jump the fences and get out of there. The whole court runs. And they're all in the car together, Gloria, Sydney, and Billy, and they're arguing about music.
Jimi Hendrix, to be specific.
Correct.
Another theme of the movie, yeah.
Billy loves Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah, but Sydney is offended by that because as a black guy, listening to Jimmy's like, he speaks to me something only I can hear as a fellow brother. And then Billy's like, no, I can hear him. He's like, you can hear him, but you're not listening. Or something. Or maybe that's the opposite. Yeah.
You're listening, but you're not hearing. Yeah.
Something like that.
Great
Basically,
metaphors going on.
He can't empathize with Jimmy. All this written by a white guy, ostensibly, too. So
it's like you're playing here in basketball with the black community, but you're not a part of it.
Yeah. I mean, that this culture, Venice Beach at all.
So he doesn't really belong. Also, they're just getting pissed at Gloria smacking her gum. Billy, I hate when you fucking chew gum like that.
He's great. So now they got a good thing going here. Well, they're great too. We got a little partnership working, right?
Mm-hmm. But Sydney finds a way to kind of get under Billy's skin.
Silly, yeah.
It's his girl.
Yeah, flirts her up.
Billy's very protective of losing Gloria to a black man.
I mean, just in general, I think too. But yeah, the racial insecurities are there too. They're racial insecurities.
And they're driving away. They drop Sydney off. Gloria's hot and heavy right now, like trying to fuck Billy in the convertible while he's driving.
I don't know why she was. Yeah.
But now they're back home and they're all over each other when they're home.
Unnecessary scene. Yeah. Good sex.
Maybe unnecessary. The next morning, Gloria's just on one about fucking water.
I think it was just like later.
Oh, could have been.
Yeah, see, I think it was like after they copulated. I think the idea is she read in some like women's magazine or something that men don't try to solve problems. They don't listen to women. They just want to vent. She's like, I want some water. The easiest problem in the world to solve. So he's like, here's a glass of water. And she's like, no, Billy, I want you to empathize with me.
Billy, I don't want you to give me a glass of water. I want you to empathize with me.
And she's kind of like an arm. It's weird. So then he throws the fucking water in her face.
I mean, it's like a classic, like, why are you yelling at me about this kind of fight?
Yeah, I feel like I've seen this fight like 1,000 times.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Billy takes it well, but he finally, dumps the water on her, storms out. But the Stokie's outside.
Oh, it comes right back. Yeah, fuck. They got a bolt.
Looking for them and their money, so he goes back in for Glory, and they're on the run. Their whole fight's over because they got to run from the Stookies.
Yeah, their real love is challenged. Their lives, in fact.
And Sydney's with his family, potentially buying a house. You could see that. He has a different kind of facade that he puts on when he's with his wife and child. He's
being professional.
A professional, yeah.
Or maybe the facade is when he's on the court. Either or. Yeah. But he does present very, very professional, very forward-facing. Yeah.
It's a pricey house, though. He doesn't think they can afford it on his income. He doesn't want Rhonda to have to get a job. You know, he does tiles, he sells fridges, he does roofs, he does basketball.
I'll get another job.
He's a man of many traits.
And she's
he wants to provide.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But Sydney tells him there's games out at 103rd Street in the Watts. This is where they can make some big money. Sydney's already balling, getting heated, while Billy's coming off the train. Like, timing their arrivals to the court so far apart. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a theatrical hustle. Like, they don't know each other.
Makes a bet for really $1,700.
Damn, which is more than they can even fucking afford, both of them. Especially trying to buy a house in 1993.
I loved Sydney.
A lot of money.
Yeah, that's true. I loved him, like, lifting up his hat. Oh my God, what's under here? $1,000? And then, what's in my shirt?
Yeah.
Out of my sock, out of my sleeves.
Yeah, he's so fucking drippy.
And it's the same concept. 2-on-2. You pick my partner.
Same deal.
I'll take you with anybody.
A little tougher games down here in Watts.
Yeah.
Brandon. That's where Schoolboy Q is from.
They spot scraggly white boy Billy.
They spot Schoolboy Q.
That's where Schoolboy Q's from? Is the Watts?
He's from, I'm pretty sure. Or he shouts them out an inane amount of times, if not.
Okay.
Maybe Absol's from Watts. One of the black hippies from Watts. It's not Kendrick.
J-Rock?
I don't think it's J-Rock. Which neighborhood is Schoolboy Q from? South Central. I think that's Watts.
Right. I really don't know.
I'm right.
You're right.
I know the gang culture well.
And so in this 2-on-2 game, like you said, this is tougher competition. Sydney has a lousy game. He kind of had the yips, you know? He was more pass happy than wanting to take the shot. And
freaking easy shots, too. Defense is not on point.
They lose all the money in a close game. It was
10-9. Sad.
10-8.
Yeah, fucked up.
And Billy's upset.
He's out. Yeah.
But he doesn't blame again. He doesn't blame Sydney. He knows that, you know, there are days that the ball just doesn't go down.
Yeah, I mean, he's probably had his fair share of these too. He's just fucking pissed at himself. He could have played better too, he thought. But now he has to go do the same song and dance he always does with Gloria, which is I lost all of her money again, which is a commonality in their relationship.
Tries to find a way to tell her. He's like, I'm going to have to find a place to sleep tonight. And I did love, as he's like walking away, Sydney was like, sounded genuinely sorry. He's like, I'm sorry, man.
Mm-hmm.
It was like a good distance shot. Billy's already like walking to the train and he's like over the shoulder shot.
Yeah.
But Gloria's rambling about Jeopardy categories when he breaks the news that they lost the money. She believes that Sydney was playing
a double hustle. Didn't even do that. He's a good guy. Fuck.
Yeah, Billy, like, he's like, no way. There's no way that he would hustle me. You know, things just don't happen right sometimes.
Man,
but she drags Billy under the bus.
Yeah, they go. And who do they find when they knock on Sydney's door?
Sydney and Rhonda and the whole fucking crew from the
boys
game
that
earlier.
They were fucking playing. Exactly. It was a setup. They knew. That's fucked up. And now the wives are involved.
Fully confessed to hustling Billy.
That's how it goes.
Boys got into a screaming match about teammates and hustling, but then they just start bonding over the Lakers game. They're just like, oh,
it's great. Yeah. That great shot. The hoops. I mean, we've been there before.
Yeah.
Not me and you, but everyone. Yeah.
Fight over the money and their backstories. This is where you learn about the Stokies.
Stookies, and just how hard they've also had it on Sydney's end of things as well.
Yes. So the Stookies, this backstory is that Billy was supposed to throw a game when he was playing at LSU or
college
Louisiana
or
something, and he got pissed off and he was throwing the game, but then he didn't. He took over the game and ended up winning it, which lost them a shit ton of money.
Yeah. And it shows like two things about Billy. One, he's very dumb, and two, he's pretty honorable, right?
Yeah.
Couple of things there.
The other, and then Sydney's backstory.
Mm-hmm.
It's not quite as much of a backstory, but they're doing all this to get out of the Vista View apartments.
Ain't no, this one the only quote I have, because spoiler, I don't have any quotes. There ain't no Vista, there ain't no view, and there ain't no view. Goddamn Vista of no view. Yeah.
I love it. There, he took a quote, guys.
I did one.
I'm so proud of you. Save it again. Say it later. I want to hear it again.
Okay, I might do that.
But you know, they fight over that. Rhonda's not going to give Gloria the money back. She was like, I know he hustled you. You guys lost. Poor luck. We need this money.
But they make a compromise. Kind of.
Make it back by using the money to hustle more money in the big TGTBTM Brotherhood tournament coming
up. What up? Another tournament. They can do this.
And this is the big one. This is the $5,000 one.
This is which is like pretty professional. Every team has their own jerseys and stuff. There are referees and everything.
Yeah.
Fans. Yeah. So they're doing their real shit. They think they're going to cakewalk to the finals, though.
Well, yeah, even though they don't want to play together, the girls say so. So they're at the tournament. Billy immediately starts riling up the best competition that's there.
Pissing them off. Yeah, they're the top dogs. Talking shit.
But it's pissing Sydney off.
Yeah, he's like, shut the fuck up. We're just here to win some money. But Billy rightly assumes that most people playing angry, they play worse. They fuck up.
Yeah.
Whereas Sydney plays better when he's angry. So it's going to give him a double effect.
He has some heart. Billy likes to drive. He likes to push it and dominate in the games. And Billy keeps this up through some of the games to get Sydney piston in the zone. And they breeze through the competition up until the championship against those best guys.
Right? It's like a little jazz montage going on, and they're fucking 360 and layups. They're behind the back, between the legs, bounce passes to each other.
It's
basketball heaven. This is just great if you're a fan of basketball.
Yeah. And
the aesthetics of it.
They fight his teammates back and forth a lot in this championship game, but they end up getting the job done. A 15-12 win. And win that $5,000 squeesh, baby.
And notably, to finish the game off, right, Billy goes in for like a stylish layup at the end, right?
Mm-hmm.
After cool pass. And then they're celebrating. He's like, man, why'd you dunk that shit? He's like, I just wanted to win the money. He should have dunked it. Should have yammed that shit.
I mean, Billy's white, but he can dunk.
Get up there. Maybe, Brandon. Because the next scene tells all.
He just needs to make it known that he can dunk. But he doesn't want to do it because he's too showboaty, you know? You don't need to throw oops and do all this stuff. It's all about the fundamentals, like LeBron
You're going to win. Yeah, says the guy who's fucking calling everybody jive turkeys out there and doing 360 layups. It's all about the fundamentals, he says.
He tries to bet his half of the winnings, $2,500 that he can dunk.
He's like generally offended and outraged. He's like, you fucking don't think I can dunk. We're doing this shit. He's like, no, dude, I'm not going to take your money. He's like, no, you're doing this. I can dunk. They find a hoop, measure it out.
Sidney wants to be conscientious about it, but he pisses him off enough that Sidney's like, all right, you're going to dunk. 3 attempts to make 1 dunk.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa! What the fuck? Where did the balloons come from?
I don't know why the balloons did that. First dunk, not all that close. Right. No. Well, first Sidney tests it out. The first time he dunks it, misses it, and he's like, "Is that regulation?" Sidney goes, "Yeah, it's fucking regulation." As he does like 3 pull-ups.
He dunks it. Yeah.
Yeah, he's cool.
After he fails the second attempt, Sidney does the title drop. He said, "This is your chance to get out. We all know why man can't jump." I was like, "Oh, he fucking said it."
He did it. He said the thing. So then Billy, of course, has to take it on for his race now. Goes up and barely misses a rim grazer.
Yeah.
And again, hangs his head low.
Loses all his money.
Lost all the fucking money again. Even after they won it all. Has to do the same song and dance with Rosie Perez.
And Sydney feels bad that he has to take his money, but he's gonna do it.
That's how it works. Yeah.
You
Billy's
don't
too
go
honorable to
and ask
not
for
do
his
it.
money back. Yeah. So Sydney and Rhonda are having a romantic dinner, kind of getting it on, while Gloria waits on Billy as he's dejected and walks the streets because he doesn't have any money.
Yeah, I can't even take the bus.
Billy, I've been waiting on you for hours. The pizza's cold.
It's cold for poor Billy.
He
More than
bought her
that,
a
the
dress.
relationship is cold too.
Ooh, yes. But he bought her a dress for Jeopardy.
Great move. Great move.
Yeah.
Except then he has to let her down.
He has to confess. She tosses the table and is storming out all upset when he upsets her more, telling her that Jeopardy's never going to call him to give it up. Because why would Jeopardy? Jeopardy doesn't know about her.
Yeah, she doesn't audition for them. It's not like they scout people.
Yeah.
In hotels of Los Angeles.
So just give it up. And while they stormed out, the carpet in the motel room starts on fire from the tossed lit candles on the table.
That's great, yeah.
Gloria hitchhikes in a truck with a random man, and as Billy's trying to put the flames out, the sprinklers come on, and the Stokies come.
The Stokey brothers, and Gloria's not here to save him. He's fucked. He's dead. They're gonna kill him, and that's what it's implied.
Yeah, they got him in his underwear, zip tied his hands up. They're right by the LA River, where more movie scenes have been shot than any other place. Like there's so many.
A lot of bodies
scenes.
have been in there too. You're right.
Yeah.
Very famous locale.
They're getting ready to shoot him and toss him in, but they give him 1 week, exactly 7 days, to find him $8,000.
Come up with the money, yeah, or we will kill you. That's Stookies. So
that's what the Stookies do.
So he doesn't have a lot of options, our guy, right?
No,
comes crawling back to Sydney because he knows of one connection.
Yeah, he was at a Mexican restaurant doing tile business.
Yeah, one of his many jobs.
He pulls up in his car. Every Mexican worker that was there, $5. I work for $5. $5.
That was funny. Can't do that today, but it's funny. Yeah.
But Billy finds Sydney and begs him for help to get Gloria back. He has one idea, but he's like, "You will owe me if we do this." He's got a connection.
Got a buddy.
Yeah.
Security guard on the lot where they shoot Jeopardy, which is of course how you get into Jeopardy. Right? Yeah, right. So they have this big. They go meet him at his at this security guard's home court where he hangs out at.
The court was one backboard was the Sudan flag court, and the other one was the Kenyan.
This is it's the homeboy court. That was great. That was a great back. We need more backboards like that. You're right.
That are just flags.
Those are so cool. So guys man, I work at Jeopardy. I can get your bitch on, but you gotta do something crazy, right? They make a crazy bet.
You have to make a half-court hook shot.
Yeah.
On the Sudan backboard, not the Kenyan one.
Which is of course the most absurd thing anyone could ever ask of anybody to make it one time, yet alone once out of 100 times.
And the stakes are even higher because he's like, if you make it, Gloria gets on the show. Not like she has a chance. If not, you give me your car. He's like, I'm so fucked.
Yeah, that's all he's got left. But bet, he says.
I
hooks that motherfucker.
No cap, baby.
Yeah, and of course he drains it. One of the most absurd shots I've ever seen.
He makes it. Swish immediately cuts to the Jeopardy theme song. Like, there's nothing like he talks to Gloria about it,
which is good. On the show. They didn't give you a lot of time to be like, "I was crazy." So Gloria's on. Billy's in the crowd. He's struggling at first. Thinks that
she's between an English teacher with a doctorate in English lit from Spokane and a California rocket scientist who's a 3-time winner.
That's tough. Starts out because first she says Babe Ruth is Wilt Chamberlain, right?
Oh yeah, who leads the league in the NBA history for rebounds? She had Babe Ruth.
Here's a tough start.
Billy's like, sports isn't her best, but Alex Trebek is a baby here.
He is.
Little baby. Black hair, it's not all gray.
Oh, I see. I thought you meant he was like crying or something. He looks good. You're right.
Yeah, he's young, is what I'm
He is
saying.
good. Yeah.
But who would have thought? The episode that she gets on, two of the categories are the books of the Bible
The Bible
and
and foods that
cuisines
start
that
with the
start
letter
with the
Q.
letter Q.
He, Billy's in the audience like, fuck yeah, let's
What
go.
is a quince?
What is a quince? She is incredible. Not outside of just those two categories alone, but she's incredible at the whole thing. That completely dominates. Wins $14,000
I
before the
mean,
days of Double Jeopardy.
yeah, right. I mean, to be honest, a lot of the questions were very easy. I was like ready to
Yeah.
buzz
I
in. She
mean,
was like,
yeah. Well, like half of the questions in Jeopardy are pretty easy, I feel like.
yeah,
Yeah.
but those ones
But she
felt even easier. But she wins big.
14,000.
Oh,
And she's
this is before
rollerblading.
Double Jeopardy wasn't always a thing.
Well, I think it was. I think all of the amounts were halved. I think at some point around the year 2000, they doubled the monetary value of them all. So I
I
think,
see.
yeah. Plus, it used to be you could only win a max of 5 times in a row on the show at this
Correct.
point.
You could only be on for a week and
So
then you
even if
were
she's
gone.
a prodigy, the Brad story, you can't like max out your winnings like Ken and
Ken
James
and
did.
James did, yeah. What's the girl's name?
The one who's dominated recently, Amy.
Amy something?
She's been she's been a beast. The trans lady.
Yeah.
Yeah, she fucks people up. It's good.
And who beat James after his stretch?
It was a I think it was a librarian
Yeah, I think it was two,
lady,
or
but
a
it was
history
I think it was
something.
I think she's a librarian, but I think she wrote her doctorate paper on Jeopardy, so it was like the perfect death knell.
She's a beast too. Well, yeah,
Backdrop. They're
all of this after the
rollerblading.
show, Billy sneaks into her dressing room and plays a song for her on the guitar that he wrote. She immediately takes him back, and he realizes he's got to give up his active gambling and hustling. So Gloria gives him $2,000 of her winnings, tells him
Go get
to
a
get him
suit and
nice
shit.
clothes for future job interviews.
Yeah, we're fixing our lives here, Billy. And then they're
And
rollerblading.
he's afraid with her money that he's gonna fuck it up, but she trusts him.
I trust you, Billy.
Or while they're rollerblading and biking, Sydney and Rhonda got robbed.
Fuck. That
They
was
lost
their house money. That was their get out of the hood money, Brandon.
They lost their TV, his stereo system. They took their crib. Come on
Yeah,
now.
that was the wife was wailing about that, but yeah.
And they took the $5,000 from the TTBBT tournament.
Billy's money. The Sydney comes
Both their
crawling
money.
back.
Well, Rhonda wanted to get a job, so he tells her, get a job. I'm gonna find a way to get us out of Vista View. And I love while they're rollerblading, Gloria's prepping for the next Years of Fame. She's like, after a week-long run on Jeopardy, she's like, I'm gonna win every week, and
Yep.
then I'm gonna be on soap operas, and
Yeah.
then they're gonna
Go
see
to the
me on there, and
movies.
then I'm gonna be on the
Yeah.
big screen.
Yeah, she's great. Then Sydney rolls up.
He has a big opportunity, a high-stakes game downtown against the King and Duck.
For the first time I thought it was just called they keep calling him King Duck. I thought it was one guy and his name was King Duck.
No, it's
And then
two,
the
the
other guy was
King
his
and the
buddy.
Duck.
Yeah, one guy's named King, one guy's the Duck. Yeah. And they're legends and they're playing for huge cash. And they know that they're a little bit washed and that they can take them to Billy and Sydney.
And if you don't remember, Billy owes Sydney one for getting her on Jeopardy.
Yeah, that's right. And he's an honourable man.
He
See, I
has to
got to
do
do
it.
this shit, babe.
I've got the
She lays down the
$2,000.
ultimatum, though. She says, if you gamble with this money, Billy, that we're odds done. That's no more. Bish, kabush, kabosh.
Because
We'll
the
never hear from you again.
buy-in's $2,500. He's like, I got $2,000 on me.
Yeah, perfect. No, if you gamble at Billy, we're done. He's just playing. We got this.
He does everything in his path to convince her that this is a sure thing. He even tells her, I don't do this, but I'm going to guarantee victory.
She don't care. Rightfully so.
She tells him she loves him. She kisses him and tells him goodbye and rollerblades away. He's like, I'll see you back at the hotel. She puts on her headphones
That's it.
And Gloria's gone for the rest of the movie, guys.
That's fucked up. Yeah. I thought the last we talk of her and everything, but little do we know. I mean, we knew, but Billy doesn't know because Billy's an idiot.
Yeah. Well, the game is tight.
Game time.
It's 14-13.
King Duck look cool too.
They do. And they're washed, but they can still play.
They're banging.
It's 14-13. Game point for Billy and Sydney. They have the ball. When Billy makes a backdoor cut, Sydney finds him with a behind-the-head pass.
Which is
up
unnecessary.
in the air.
So unnecessary at the pass, yeah.
True, yeah.
Because he sees him, he doesn't know where he's like, in slow motion. I have to do this. Yeah.
And it's not a dart of a pass. It's in the air.
Reach for it. Get up there.
You gotta kind of get up near the rim to get that.
Billy grabs it. Oh my god.
He fucking dunks it.
He hams it down. He's so happy. He hangs on the rim for a second, just screams the whole way down, slow motion.
I got goosebumps just talking about it.
It's such a good moment, right? He's so fucking hype.
It's such a great moment.
That's filmmaking. That's storytelling without words, right? That's what we do it for.
It's such a great moment that's knocked down because they get back to the hotel and Gloria's gone.
Yeah, she was not lying. No bullshit.
Sydney tries to give him advice.
Oh, yeah.
Because clearly doesn't get why Gloria's gone. He thinks that because he won the money, she should take him back. But Sydney tells him that he should always listen to the woman.
Listen to the woman. It's like a echo of the water thing, I guess, earlier. He has a solution. Yes. Not what she needed at the time.
But the Stookies on the balcony.
They're there. They get him. It's fucked up. He's like, it's over, I guess. You can kill me, sure. They set him up. They're going to kill him. They do kill him, Brandon, it looks like.
They do.
Except not. I think this is like a weird bit of the movie I didn't really get.
I guess he gives them all the money that he does have.
Yeah.
And they're like, fine. They stage a death.
They fake killing him. They send that info back to the boss. He's like, you're free now. See you later. The Stookies out.
Stookies are gone. They go back to their lives with some money. And Billy realizes
which is like,
that...
that's maybe like the only bit about the movie I don't really like. Because it kind of like takes away the stakes a little bit. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Now that the rest of the whole movie's like, maybe it wasn't really in all that much danger. I don't know.
And Billy realizes now that this time Gloria's actually gone. They've gotten in fights before, and he's been able to win her back with smooth, fast talking or, like a song like earlier. But she's gone. He's not going to win her back. And Sydney proposes that, as good as they were as a couple, maybe they're better off without each other.
Might be. They're pretty fiery.
And Billy, he needs a job. He has no income.
He needs a house and a shelter and
something stable. He has
liquid. Yeah.
Sydney, if he knows anyone that has maybe a hookup and something stable,
like a tiling job or something.
Tiling or a roofing or a fridge salesman. And they banter back and forth. They walk to the courts and argue.
End up at a court
about playing ball and arguing about Jimi Hendrix, saying Yo Mama jokes as those a-cappella singers sing. And the two of them just kind of hang out as friends in the sunset on the courts on the beach.
Which is, and that's the end of the movie.
I get goosebumps again.
Wow. That's storytelling. That's why it's such a good ending. And I was alluding to earlier, the perfect ending. It's rare, but I think this one hits at it because we have the deep sadness. We think the tragedy, right, of losing Gloria. In reality, we know the movie the whole time isn't even about Gloria. It's about their friendship. It's about the boys.
It's get the high of winning the basketball game, the low of losing Gloria, and then just the perfect resolution. There's still
back to where they need to be. Back to where the movie's at its best, right? When they're just bullshit and talking shit.
I love it.
That's good. That's good movie making.
That's real good. So that is the end. We'll pause and then we can pause and we'll pause and
I got a quote.
And you've got a quote and we'll pause and then we'll say quotes. We'll pause. Celtics Jaylen Brown hits wild 3 with seconds left to tie Pacers in the opener.
Wow.
Going to overtime.
Wow. You would not expect that to go to overtime.
The Celtics were up, started the game 12-0. Damn. 2.
This is supposed to be balloons.
Is peace sign? I thought it was 2.
There
there it is. What's 2 thumbs
to
up? Fireworks.
Wow, we're doing it all here today, folks.
2 thumbs down is rain, I remember. Oh, confetti.
2 is
2
confetti.
peace signs. I know thumbs down, double thumbs down is rain.
Which I like rain.
Now do the one where the clown comes from behind you and kills you.
I don't know how to do that one again. That was a nightmare. I'll do my quote.
Yeah, do your quote.
I already said it, but it's the one I remembered. From
Rhonda.
Sydney. From Rhonda. Oh, I'm sorry, from Rhonda when they're at the Vista View Apartments. She wants out of there. She says, there ain't no vista, there ain't no view, and there ain't no goddamn no vista of no view. That's Vista View Apartments. She may have it officially, but yeah, that's my line.
We've talked about this. It's full of one-liners and your mama jokes and rattling off at each other. 15 quotes.
That's appropriate. Knowing that I was probably continuing the quote embargo, that's fair.
I'll do the 6 that I took from IMDb.
Do that like a sip of water. Yes.
Okay. Early on in the basketball court games, I think it's Sidney talking to his friends wearing the Michael Jordan jersey, the skinny guy, and he just goes, "Oh man, shut your anorexic malnutrition tapeworm having overdose on Dick Gregory Bahamian diet drinking ass up. Leave me the fuck alone."
That's like, yeah. And he had rolled off so great too.
It's poetry.
Leslie. It is, you're right.
The Jimi Hendrix shit. What the fuck is this? Oh, it's Jimi Hendrix. I know it's Jimmy, but why are you playing Jimmy? Because I like to listen. That's the problem. Y'all listen. What am I supposed to do? Eat it? No, man, you're not supposed to. You're supposed to hear it. Well, I just said I like to listen to him. Look, man, you can listen to Jimmy, but you can't hear him. There's a difference. Just because you're listening doesn't mean you're hearing him.
Which, to further the irony of the racial blending, I think it's All Along the Watchtower they're listening to, which I believe is a cover of a white man's song.
Oh, Bob Dylan. Profound quote from Gloria talking to Billy. Sometimes when you win, you really lose. And sometimes when you lose, you really win. And sometimes when you win or lose, you actually tie. And sometimes when you tie, you actually win or lose. And he just goes, I hate it when you talk like that. It's so confusing. Winning or losing is all one organic mechanism from which one extracts what one needs.
A sayer, a sage. A seer.
Beautiful.
That is beautiful. He's so smart.
But I don't know what the fuck.
I love a good relationship where there's a bimbo guy, a smart lady.
Right. Sydney talking to Billy, you could put a cat in an oven, but that don't make it a biscuit.
That's right. He's right, Brandon.
I mean, he is.
Can't put makeup on a pig, yeah.
Sydney again. Can anybody step in for this guy? Anybody for Mr. Motherfucking March of Dimes?
Which I don't really get, just because he's fucking limping off of there.
I guess so. And this is like the first lines of the movie. It's maybe a radio show, like Over the Doo-Wop Singers.
Yeah,
in the beginning.
And which doesn't really return.
No, but they're just saying apparently the characters' names are Zeke and Willie Lewis, but Zeke goes, you keep asking me what I am. Don't you know I'm Presbyterian? And Willie Lewis just goes, Presbyterian? That's the worst thing a jazz singer can be. Presbyterians are called God's frozen people. Wouldn't swing if you hung them.
What the fuck?
So maybe it was the jazz singers?
And the guys?
Yeah, I don't know. But they were going at it.
Good. I think that's right.
Okay. The ones that I took, some back and forth from Sydney and who was the first guy? Watson on
Michael
the court.
Kid?
No, the guy that got hurt.
Oh, Walter.
Yeah. Walter. And one of them goes, Walter goes, keep my mama out of your mouth. And he goes, all right. Sydney goes, she's out. She's out. Now, what time you want the bitch back?
That's good. That's good.
Um,
Yeah. Creativity.
Another fucking thing from Gloria where he's like, "How much do you love me?" And he goes, "I love you." I can't remember what he says. She's like, "You should have told me you love me infinity." And he goes,
Yeah.
"I love you infinity plus 2." She's like, "No."
Yeah.
Billy, you're so stupid. You should have told me you love me infinity plus infinity.
Big clown dog. He's like, "I love you to the moon and back." She's like, "Bullshit, Billy." Run circles around his ass.
When they're arguing about Jimi Hendrix listening to music, they're talking about troubadours. He just goes, "Troubadour? That sounds like a dog or something." He's like, "No, that's a Labrador, you fool."
Yeah, some slight racism there, but yes.
When she's trying to have sex with him in the convertible while he's driving, Billy just goes,
Yeah.
"Now this can't be safe, and you know I believe in safe sex, honey."
Kind of a corny line, but that's good. It was there.
Gloria, I don't like the term screw. I like making love or fuck. Screwing is for carpenters.
It's good. I'm talking about bumping uglies.
Yeah. This is the whole thirsty thing. It's a very long one, which is, when I was thirsty, it doesn't mean to bring me a glass of water. It doesn't? You're missing the whole point of me saying I'm thirsty. If I have a problem, you're not supposed to solve it. Men are always making the mistake of thinking they can solve a woman's problem. He goes, "Well, it makes me feel omnipotent." She said, "See, when I say I'm thirsty, I want you to sympathize with me. I want you to say, Gloria, I too know what it feels like to be thirsty. I too have once had a dry mouth. I want you to connect with me through the sharing and understanding of the concept of dry mouthedness."
Billy just, shut the fuck up. Yeah. That's good. That's she takes like this ideal of a philosophy and turns it into reality. This little thought exercise. It's good. What Aristotle would do.
3 more. An insult from Billy to Sydney during one of their big games in the TTBBT tournament.
Mm-hmm.
He just goes, "Farrakhan disciple son of a bitch."
That's good, yeah.
Really pissed like, how did he even come up with that?
Nation of Islam shit.
Ooh, this is a good one. This has to be from Sydney, but Maravich my ass, I got a pistol right here, Billy.
Jesus. And
shoot him? One. No, I don't think so.
That's the threat.
And then one
your final quote
said 3 or 4 times throughout the movie, and it's like one of the last lines, kind of a theme of the movie. Even the sun shines on a dog's ass some days.
That's beautiful. Yeah.
So, 15 even quotes from me, 1 quote from you. Even Louis' ass. It's ratings time.
Ooh. I'm down 3-1 if I remember right.
You're down 3-1. Nobody's ever come back from a 3-1.
Thermometer. The thing is, I'm not sure how the general public feels about it, because we're basketball junkies.
Yeah.
Give it to us in our veins. Yeah. I'm going to say a 79 in lieu of that.
It's a 75.
Wow.
Good work.
Good in lieu. Lou. That was good. So I beat Seth 3-2.
3-2. Audience score. Also a percentage.
I think this would be slightly higher. I think this is kind of one of those universally beloved movies in that regard. I'm going to go 87.
It's a 69.
Whoa, even worse?
It's lower.
Maybe they think it's racist. Okay.
4-2. You got to either tie or get one spot on.
I can win. You're right.
IMDb Metascore out of 100.
6.2.
62? It's 4-3. It's a 65.
That's close.
All right. It's down to this one.
6.2.
Win, a tie, or a loss. You're sticking with 6.2 for the audience score?
I feel it.
You tied it up at 6.8.
Oh, okay. It was not okay.
4-4. You rebounded.
I think
So
Seth should lose just because fuck him.
yeah, the person that's on wins.
Yeah, the monster house wins.
The monster house always wins. So critics gave it a 75 and a 65 for a 70. Audiences a 69 and a 68 for a 68 and a half. All averages together for a 69.25. What are you giving
Nice.
this?
Good question. One I'm vastly unprepared to come to battle with. Except that I'm going to give this movie a 9.6 on the thermometer. It's that rare echelon of the great movies that I think is not like intense art, but it's just so effortlessly it looks pulled off, so charismatic, so fun, so warm, with just like some picture perfect moments throughout. Basketball on top of it all, the culture, the aesthetics. One of the greats for me, which I think is probably an unpopular opinion, but a 9.6.
Seeing the ratings on it, knowing you're like a 5 out of 5 on it, I came into this with a completely open mind. Like I said, a blind spot for me as a film lover, as a
It was in your
basketball
rearview
lover.
mirror.
It was one that I was like, how have I not seen this yet? And I came into it ready knowing that it's not going to be a 10 out of 10 movie. It's just based on the subject
Yeah,
material and
it's
everything
no
here.
Schindler's List. Yeah,
But this is a extremely well-made film. Highly likable characters, great performances, humor, fast-paced. For 2 hours, it felt like a breeze.
right.
And it's just fun.
Yeah.
I think I'm an 8.8. I think a 4.5 out of 5 range.
That's fair. I think that's good, as high as it can probably be awarded without this is one of my favorite classes.
Yeah.
That's which is I'm glad to hear. I think that's a great review.
And an average for us of a 9.2 out of 10.
One of our highest.
That's up there. Do you want to hear where this falls?
Sure.
This comes in, as far as worst films we've ever done, as the 124th worst film of 154. So the 30th best film.
Okay, right. And I think our ratings would suggest it's higher, personally.
Right below it, worst films are these are some of your favorites, man. Even Dwarves Started Small, Hot Rod, Tu Wong Fu, Thanks for Everything, Julie Newmar, Uncle Boon Me, Who Can Recall His Past Lives.
5 out of 5.
Let's see what else is in here that's
What
just
did I
right
give
below.
Boon Me?
You gave it like a 9.8, 9.9, I think.
Did I put it in the 5-star? Wow.
Also, Merry Christmas, Drake and Josh, Bird Box, Star Wars Episode 1, Phantom Menace. Just
weird
Armageddon, right? Worse than it too. Just better
weird.
than it.
Weird.
But 51st
that makes
Dates.
Sense. Beloved, but maybe not the best. Do we have
the Tempest, National Treasure, Top Gun, Martyrs, Napoleon Dynamite, Jurassic World.
Martyrs is bad. Do we have any critical reviews of this film?
We got 3 of them.
Big Rog?
Two and a third that's not a critic, but
I love it when we do this. That's great. I love it.
Big Rog, first off, he says it's not simply a basketball movie. I praise Ron Shelton.
This is Big Rog.
Yes, Chicago Sun-Times. It's not simply a basketball movie. I praise Ron Shelton for knowing his characters. 3.5 out of 4 stars.
Okay. Pretty high praise from Big Rog.
That's an 8.8. That's right where I am.
Speaking of, I was going through some Furiosa stuff, and Big Rog gave Babe Pig in the City, which is a George Miller directed movie, 4 out of 4 stars. And Siskel, his partner, the last time he ever did this, said it was the best movie of the year.
Babe Pig of the City?
Have you seen Babe Pig in the City? It's one of the wilder slings in animated film and film history.
And it's a
George
Babe film, like the pig.
Yeah, he produced and largely ghost directed the first Babe movie, and then they fired the director for the second one because George Miller was like that was me. That other guy won an Oscar. It was nominated for Best Picture, by the way.
I know, Babe's out of nowhere.
And then he was like, "That was all me." So he did it, and he took like a gigantic swing. It's insane. So maybe wait for the podcast.
Okay.
But just throw that in there. Another critical reviewer.
Janet Maslin at the New York Times says Wesley Snipes was great for his funny, knowing performance with a lot of physical verve. Only talked about Wesley.
Okay. I agree. He was probably the best part of it. Yeah.
And the third one, the non-film critic, is Stanley Kubrick.
Ooh, wow. Right before his death.
And it's short. It's 5 words. It's just one of my favorite films.
Well, that's a wild thing to say that you brought up on this podcast.
This is one of Stanley Kubrick's favorite films.
I knew we were in good category.
One of the greatest cinematic minds out there, Stanley Kubrick.
He knows game. He knows ball. He should have seen his fucking step back.
And I mean, there are always the directors out there that have like that one movie, like Tarantino's is Talladega Nights. He fucking loves Talladega Nights.
I was telling Paul, Alex's dad, that Talladega Nights is the great American novel.
Yeah. So, our critics, and then we've got users. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 returners of the 7.
Will Songy?
No.
Celtics fan.
Yeah. Nice. Snoopy, actually. Seth on February 28, 2016, there said, there are plenty of Yo Mama jokes. It's ridiculous. It's irreverent. It's hilarious. Snipes and Harrelson have great chemistry. Rosie Perez is a gem. She's not only a looker, but also an explosive personality. This is simply a fun romp. The movie tries its best to make the guys look good on the court, and it succeeds for the most part. This is a great trio and a fun time with racial comedy. 8 out of 10.
With racial comedy. That's great. It's true. It's always a dicey ground, but they pulled it off.
We didn't do our faith-based reviews, Lucas.
Oh my gosh, you're right. What are the categories?
Sex.
How sex is probably a 0 out of 4. There's lots of sex.
It's out of 5.
4
so
out of 5. 5 then.
5 is the most. We want lowest score. It's like golf. So that's a 5 out of 5.
5 out of 5.
Language is a 5 out of 5.
Yeah.
Violence is a...
Violence, they have the gun and stuff. Probably 4 out of 5.
4 out of 5. Fuck.
Godliness. Isn't there like a
there's faith and integrity.
Faith and integrity. I think, well, there's a lot of hustling going on specifically. So probably 5.
4 out of 5.
4 or 5. He keeps his word, I guess, right? And then the faith, I think it's probably a 0. There's probably not a lot of faith going on in this. So 5 out of 5, man. There's no faith.
But you would want it to be high. You'd want it to be lower.
Yeah, we might have got it backwards. It's not for the Christians.
It's probably
it gets the best
lowest score wins. It's probably like a 33 out of 40 score. Yeah,
that's probably something like that.
I was listening to the minis and I was like, but they gave it an 8 out of 40. Like 8 out of 40. What fucking scale is this?
It's a faith-based one, right?
So, Snoopy was first. Next up is Cost Mask.
Fuck this guy.
January 13th, 2021. He says
he's a dumbass. He's gonna have a
double cross. That's a basketball move, right? Or might I be referring to something else? Who am I to tell you? Yes, the one who should know. And while we're on the subject of knowing, many scenes and extras in the background are obviously in the know. Well, from their reactions to what is being said, they are in on the fun. You can see by their reaction how much fun they're having. Something that you can have too. This movie is a testament, again, to how charismatic Wesley Snipes is and how he is able to really fill that screen. Any screen, any size. 9 out of 10.
That's a good score. Bad review because he based it off of how much fun the extras were having. What a terrible review.
Also, what is this like rhetorical question thing at the beginning.
He's
Or
playing
might I
with the
be
form.
referring to something else? Who am I to tell
styling.
you?
He's trying out a new style, and it's not working. Cosmets, just like all your other stuff.
Just go back to warning us if there's rodents or not. If you're afraid of rats, some of the characters are rats in this.
He fucking sucks.
Next is by CC the Movie Man.
He's pretty good.
CC the Movie Man 1, 9/13/2006. He said, this was a popular movie because of the humor in it, the fast-moving story, and underdog character who shuts up all the loudmouths, etc. The funny thing is, you probably couldn't make a movie with this title if you substitute anybody but white, as anything else would be deemed racist by the PC police. The bad part of the film, which doesn't bother a lot of people, is the extreme profanity in here and the sleaziness of the characters. That includes Woody's girlfriend, played by Rosie Perez. There are no really clean, nice people in the movie, and for that reason, I honestly can't recommend the film, at least not to friends or those who are offended by a lot of profanity. 4 out of 10.
That's our faith-based review.
Yeah, it took a twist there.
Yeah, CC's a dumbass. All right.
Lee Eisenberg,
writer of 30 Rock,
writer of Parks and Rec, March 13th, 2022. He says, if you ever needed a true focus on 90s basketball culture, look no further than Ron Shelton's White Man Can't Jump. Rapid fire dialogue and great interactions between Harrelson and Snipes, with fine support from Rosie Perez, make this a movie to love. Even if, like me, you're not really into basketball, this movie is sure to give you an appreciation for the game. Definitely see it. 9 out of 10.
I think that point is why I resonated as well. So many movies try and, like, this is the 1490s, right? And this is just like, this is basketball in a tiny section of LA in the 90s. And we're going to do that really well. We don't have to make anything more than that. We're not doing an entire centuries-long epic tale.
We're going to make the biggest set piece ever.
Yeah, no, we're just going to Wesley Snipes call people motherfuckers. That's even better on camera.
This is a story that takes place over 2 weeks, not, like you said, like decades through
very special.
8 countries.
Yeah, why it shines through
the Ottoman Empire. Next, Bevo 13678. Bevo.
A winner.
March 31st, 2020. He has not won.
Not a winner.
Only Snoopy style here. He says, why aren't there more basketball movies made? Surely basketball's just as interesting as football and baseball. 10 out of 10.
Insightful.
He's just a basketball fan, apparently. I knew I liked him.
Man.
And my penultimate, there's only 2 more short ones here. Feast Mode, couple time returner. Okay. June 12th, 2020, he says. Right in the midst of COVID. He says, right. Old, sucky, barely funny, and mostly pointless. 2 out of 10.
You gotta have some balance in there. You're right. The bad review.
Is this really that old? 1992?
No. I watched The Sound of Music at lunch today.
Nice. You said you were trying to get it back to rewatching that.
Good movie. Amazing. Absolutely incredibly looking too. I don't know how they made it look like that.
4.5. 4.5 out of 5?
That might be a 5. It's like kind of perfect.
So I have been revisiting, because back in July of last year when I was doing my overnights, I watched Good Will Hunting, and I'd only seen it once before, and I gave it a 4 out of 5 or like an 8 out of 10.
My first favorite movie.
It's like climbing fast in my ranks because I keep seeing things of it on all the social media pages Twitter I follow with movies, and oh my god, I'll send you the Instagram ones about it. I'm like,
it's pretty impenetrable, and it's some jaw-breaking, mind-breaking performances. I don't know why I said jaw-breaking, but yeah.
I gotta see about a girl. Oh fuck,
it's good.
It's so good. It's a 5 out of 5. It's climbing so fast. My last one's by Mike Perp.
I want to hear his thoughts.
May 7th, 2019. He said, life. It's very entertaining. People gamble a lot in this movie. Just watching it makes me want to do better in life. 10 out of 10.
Wow. He found a good lesson.
He was going through something.
Was. And aren't we all?
Aren't we all? And that's going to end it this week. For this
Are
month,
we recommending
for the basketball
Wow.
bros.
Are we recommending basketball?
Yeah. Celtics
Yeah.
just won game 1 in the Eastern Conference Finals.
We could be
Wolves
meeting
are
up
in the
soon.
Western. Yes, I
That's
would
great.
love that.
We would do a dance.
I'm recommending White Men Can't Jump.
Yeah,
for
course.
sure. To anybody.
Yeah, one of my favorite movies of all time. Next month, we're doing like birthday month, right?
No, that's in July. I thought this was a successful basketball month.
I had a good time.
Next month is one of our oldest themed months. It's time for the Space Sluts.
Oh, that's right. Of course. Are we still honing in on a masterpiece?
Yeah, we'll have to discuss that soon.
So we'll just get next week's then as a little splash of it.
Yeah, next week, and I might try and have Carter on. Try and maybe coordinate it. And I feel like Seth thrives in this space month. I'm gonna try and get him on for a lot of the space movies.
I agree.
Battlefield Earth, the John Travolta.
Yeah, they fight for Earth,
based on a novel. Yeah, it's gonna
be
an
action star.
It's notoriously bad, so I'm excited for that.
Right up our lane.
That's going to end it this week. Thank you for apparently making us the number 8 best bad movie podcast out there. Podcast. We're killing it, apparently.
Tell your friends.
Yes, spread
Put a little note in your neighbor's mailbox.
We're going for 7th, people.
And then once we pass number 7, we're going to shit on their carcasses.
We're gonna gadoosh them real good.
And we're going to say gadoosh to y'all.
Gadoosh.
That was good. I always like the good movies because we can actually flex our critical muscles a little.
I loved this movie.
I loved it. I'm glad that you love this. Basketball like heroin. Makes you sleepy a little bit, but it's so happy.
Now I gotta watch Hoop Dreams, apparently.
Yeah, I'll try that one. At the horrors of American poverty. All right, later, Brandino.
Later, I'll text you about masterpieces. We'll figure something out. Because, I mean, Wall-E, Solaris. I want to try and do one that's in space. As much as I love Arrival and Close Encounters of the Third Kind, those ones probably won't.
Cutting a little, yeah.
Interstellar, Gravity, Martian, something.
We can do it.
We'll figure it out.
We'll chop it up. Maybe an emergency mail.
Okay.
See you later.